All day I dream about beats. My bedroom was beginning to look like a bona fide studio, which was fitting because all I did day and night was dream about making music. There was wires snaking everywhere and machines, most of them bought secondhand stacked around my bed. More than often, as soon as our school was out, people would drop by to listen to make beats and mixtapes for parties. One afternoon, Pharrell swung through. Whoa, when did you get this? He said, running his fingers along my new ASR 10. That's my new baby. I said with a smile, we're about to get it on for real. I can start making more serious beats now. You gotta let me check this out. Pharrell said, taking in Sleek Console, the ASR 10 purchase, courtesy of Liberty Mutual Checks, was the finest piece of recording equipment any one of us owned.
Now, what are your thoughts on what you just read?
Um, I guess, well, what I'm kind of getting from it is that they kind of found their way. Uh, they kind of, started their own journey, uh, made their own process, and to, making better beats. It's kind of what I got from it.
Now, do you remember what your first studio looked like back then in those days?
Well, my first studio was probably in 2020. It was like I had like a monitor, probably like a 32-inch TV or something I was using. Um, Basic speakers. I probably had, can't remember what speakers I had, but I know I had everything though. I had a laptop, speakers, microphone. I had a blue microphone, um, and that was about it. Regular table, just my speakers, my TV, laptop, and that's probably about it.
And what was your prized piece of equipment at that time with that first studio there?
Definitely my laptop. Laptop over everything. You need your laptop.
And did you recall what type of laptop?
I had a MacBook. MacBook. I don't remember what version. I think it was like a newer one, but it was definitely a MacBook though. It had the touchscreen bar, so that's how I knew it was new.
And do you recall what type of software you were using back then?
FL Studio. Nothing. Don't use nothing else but FL Studio. If you're gonna make beats, my opinion.
Now, for you, which came first chronologically in your life? Producing or engineering?
I would say at first, when I first started, I was mainly doing like engineering. That's all I was doing for like the first maybe year or so in my like early stages of the music. And then I started making beats probably. So I started music in 2020. So I probably engineered for about a year and a half. I made beats, but I wasn't really like good at it. So, uh, but I turned into making beats, and I just started loving making beats more.
What led to the transition there?
I guess like kind of like getting tired of engineering. Like it was like draining. It was draining. It's a lot. So I felt like it was starting to like really get to me. All those long hours, putting in all that time into it. Like you really need a mental break. So that's when I just started making beats, and I started just liking that a little bit more.
And what type of engineering was it at the time? Was it recording engineering? Was it mixing engineering? Was it mastering?
It was recording. Well, I record and I mix. So it was just them two. I don't master.
You mentioned 2020. Do you want to put an age on that?
2020, I'm 21 right now. 2020, that was 4 years ago. So I was 18, 2020.
And were you still in school at the time, or you were out of school?
I was actually still in school. This was around like when COVID first started. So I went to school. I was going to school, and COVID hit 2020. So then that's when obviously everybody's in the house not doing nothing. And then that's when I just got some of my mom. She got me no, my my aunt, her boyfriend, he used to like engineer and make beats. So when he used to come down to Florida and like make the beats, I used to just sit in the room, sit in the back, watch him make it. They like making songs and stuff. And I'm like, damn, like that's kind of cool. Like I might want to do that. So later on down the line, he used to leave his equipment upstairs, and I used to just practice, learn how to record. Then I started to do it at my own time, and that's when I really realized, like, damn, I think I might want to do this. But yeah, I was still in school. I didn't even go to my graduation. I had flew to Maryland. I flew to Baltimore before my graduation even happened because I wanted to do music so bad.
Now, was this boyfriend at the time letting you touch his equipment and use his equipment? Were you doing this
Yeah.
with his permission, or you were doing this?
Well, he didn't really like say like, oh nah, you can't use it. He never really cared, you know, as long as I just took care of it.
But he knew you were doing this.
Uh, not really at first. Ain't nobody know I was doing it at first because I kind of didn't want to do it, and then just not do it all of a sudden. And I tell everybody, so I kind of like just gave it some time and made sure that I like it first.
But did he catch on to you using his
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah. Eventually, he saw me working, and he saw I know a couple things, and he just kind of just took me under his wing and taught me a lot of stuff.
And how far did he get with his own
Oh,
production career?
20 plus years. So, he has an artist. He has his own building. So he know what he doing. He know how to operate things, and I just kind of followed the footsteps. Followed the guidance, and got here today.
And is he still in a relationship with your relative?
No, nope.
And even though that relationship is over, in that sense, do you still maintain a relationship with him?
Oh yeah. Almost every day, every other day. It's like friend, family, business partner. You know.
What's the
Everything.
relative's opinion on that?
We're all cool though. We're all still cool. It's no bad blood. It's no we hate. You know what I mean? We hate each other. You know, but everything good.
And do you want to share this person's stage name?
Uh, yeah. His name is Kid. His name is Kid.
And have you two collaborated at all on beats or production or anything of that nature?
No, because he's more on like the artist development. So he has an artist himself. His name is YBS Skola. That's who I produce a lot of my music for.
Now, just for clarification, did quarantine happen and then you start messing around with this equipment?
Yeah, quarantine. So the COVID hit, and then that's when I started making beats and engineering and stuff like that because I just had the time to, and it was sitting right in front of me. So I had to do it, you know.
So if COVID never happened,
Mm,
quarantine never happened,
mm,
this endeavor may have never happened.
yeah. I don't really think this would have happened if COVID wouldn't have came around. I don't even know what I would be doing right now. I definitely wouldn't be here where I'm at today if that didn't happen.
Now, between producing and engineering, or engineering and producing, which one do you feel like you're more talented at?
I feel like I'm great at both of them. I'm so great at both of them. That's really hard to choose, but I would honestly say producing, definitely producing, but they're both still at a high level. So
And whether you're more talented at it or not, which do you enjoy out of the two?
definitely producing. I love producing. I love it.
And what do you think the fans enjoy the most from you?
What I
Producing or engineering?
The fans definitely love my producing. They definitely love my music. Uh, Definitely. That's definitely it. No question.
Now, going back to this book, can you pick that book up for a second? And show the front cover to the audience as well.
Timbaland.
When you see this book from Timbaland, excuse me, what does it mean to you?
Um, Greatness. You know, this is probably to some people maybe the best. Uh, but he's definitely a great, definitely inspirational. Definitely can take some things from him. And yeah,
And zooming out, are you a book reader?
not necessarily a book reader. I definitely want to start reading more books, but not really a book reader.
Be that as it may, has there been a book that's changed your life?
Mm, nah, I never read a book that changed my life because I don't really read that often, sadly. But nah, I never had a book that changed my life.
And just for transparency, do you know Timbaland personally?
No, don't know Timberland at all. I wish one day I will. One day.